And welcome back once again. We are onto the rift for Vietnam versus, we've got Philippines on here on the blue side of the map. And Pulse, I've still got Raz with me. How you doing, Raz?
I'm doing well, doing well. Seen a few great games today, of course, throughout these VODs. I would love to see Vietnam because they're the team to watch in the Southeast Asian region. Just because, I mean, they're literally EVOs.
I mean, everyone knows them.
Yep, coming back from MSI. Incredible performance from them. Of course, they didn't move on to the main stage, but they were good enough to take a few good games. An incredible team.
Oh, they showed what they were made of for certain. Even in the games they lost, they looked extremely strong. I mean, this is a region who is going to be exceptionally strong. Next time MSI rolls around, would not be surprised if they make it out of group stage.
That being said, now going up against Team Philippines that have a lot of Mineski players. So the only real member that isn't a part of the team is Dodoy. So we're going to have to see whether Dodoy can really mesh for the team, really play and get EXO ahead. I think right now mid lane advantage is going to be incredibly important for him. I mean, we see a misfortune, so there's already that involved.
Yeah.
So whatever lane is doing quite well for themselves, then that's the lane that Dodoy is going to get going.
I mean, you're over here, you're looking at the misfortune. I'm over here looking at the Zyra in the bottom lane, ready for some Ron OP Zyra in this one with the Kai'Sa, already setting up these plants.
Oh my god, that's the Alawi Zyra mechanic.
I love it.
Get in the damn lane. I don't care where my jungler is. You better not be starting bot side because I'm starting bot side myself just in the lane.
Yeah, that level 1 setup, man, is super valuable, especially on this Zyra as well, because as soon as they walk into the lane, you're going to see it. It's going to level up either Q or E, and it's going to be E.
Now, I'm sad that the camera panned away, because a lot of the times in solo queue, the main way to deal with the Zyra in lane when she's put down her plants is to actually just not walk into lane until first minions are being taken. You essentially already lose the level 1 from that point forward. So it's interesting. James and TG didn't take a lot of damage at all, so they played it well, but that just means that level 2, of course, in Slay and Ron OP is advantage. Yeah,
what surprised me is because usually you either challenge at level 1 to stop it from placing down the plants in the first place, or as you said, you concede first wave, but it seems like they just walked through it. It's possible that TG actually just started with a black shield and just put it on whoever got grasped and just walked through it.
I mean, it's all just looking at the minimap at this point, but I didn't see them
this is some CSI right now.
But ultimately, I didn't see them walking past the lane, and they did concede quite a bit, so they didn't take damage. I'm just going to say it is. And that being said, TG took a lot of HP. But moving on to where the camera is showcasing, just the jungle pathing alone, it's interesting to see Yijin able to just kind of freely farm for himself, taking blue side and just trading sides entirely. So Dodoy is going to move into this red side jungle just to get raptured.
Ron OP is looking for this one. Auto attacks are coming down. James is low. Last auto attack, he's going to flash away. But Yijin is coming off to the side. He has the flash ready to go. Can he get in range for this pillar? Yes, he can. Chases after. Chomp comes down. Last auto attack. First blood to the jungler. Sidestep from TG has to make that one happen. And it's first blood to Vietnam.
Yeah, I don't think TG has to flash there. But other than that, it was still a great position from Yijin to be able to get his bottom lane the lead. That being said, watch out Rise.
Dodoy knows he has to go for this one. Flash after, and will follow through on this one. Stark is low, but he's trying to run away from this one. He's way too close. Flash over the wall, but Dodoy is looking for this one. Sidestep out from Stark. Can he do it? Last door track. Your boy Dodoy finds a return kill.
Here we go. Action across the map. Surprise Stark got picked up with that one because he knew that Yijin was seen on the bottom side of the map in the gank himself. So place a ward. Like, you just have to be in a position where you're safe there. But Stark goes forward and ends up costing his team what was a proper net advantage for himself.
Ron OP is setting up in this brush right now. When you're in the brush of Zyra, you do not spawn plants outside of it.
There you go. I mean, here's the thing about Stark. Stark is known for, of course, being a carry player, but getting a lot of isolated
Ooh, doesn't quite find the grasp, but here comes Yijin. Didn't use the flash last time around, and 1 OP. Last auto attack, but there it is, the turnaround, the 1-on-2. James comes up big.
All right, man, he doesn't have sums, but it doesn't matter with how close he was to the tower. So that was just outright aggression coming in from Vietnam and didn't turn into anything.
I mean, Ron OP was just too bloodthirsty, to be honest. He was just like, well, I've already committed my E, so I might as well just go all in. And you just, like, get out of here. But he's also found Dodoy in the jungle. The chase down is big, and he's completely out of mana. It's too easy for the troll.
There we go. Finally gets the payoff. Wait a second.
Whoa, Exo's coming in right here, and Warzone follows through, but he's just completely deleted the jungler. Warzone's going to have to walk through this bubble, but he's good to go. It's another trade in the jungle.
There we go. I mean, just to start it off, Yijin felt cheated out of the bottom lane fight because Zyra didn't land her thorns. He's like, all right, I'm going to look for something else. Gets the kill onto Dodoy. So looking good for himself. It's just interesting that a lot of the trades are coming through tit for tat from both of these teams just because EXO had good eyes on the situation. So you can already see that comms are coming through very well, that teams are not outright getting set advantages in these plays.
Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth. I mean, this is already more kills than the Korea game we watched earlier today. 5 minutes into the game. So this is definitely going to be action-packed and bloodthirsty, and it's the junglers that are starting a lot of these off, really. The fact that Yijin's coming towards this bottom lane, he knows that Ron OP wants to go in there as well. And likewise, every time Dodoy sees this, he wants to go in on top of that. The flash is early from Warzone, but he's under the tower. EXO, you're a madman. He walks straight forwards. He's like, oh, I'm committed. I'm all in.
Yeah, thank God we didn't have player cameras, because that's still coming out of EXO. A lot of that started before, of course, Scam even panned over, because somehow Magic Shield is off of Warzone. So that was EXO honestly playing the situation very well up until the fact that he really wanted to kill. So he just has to know when to hold him and fold him, because he could have just denied a lot of minions away from Warzone, but he felt like he just wanted to deny the life. So he, tunneled incredibly hard.
I'll be honest, I haven't casted a lot of EXO in my time, but I'm starting to think he might be the MXG of mid laners. Lands a perfect snipe in the jungle, managed to get the turnaround, and then immediately walks straight face first into a tower. So I'm excited to see what EXO does for the rest of this game.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, he thought he can get the kill off that one auto, and the moment he's committed to it, he's like, all right, tower's gonna kill me at this point. I'm walking forward. That's it. I'm on death row. All right, there's only one way.
I'm coming from a final meal.
Yep. Green mile, baby.
Ron OP again zoning away. Good side step on that one, but these dragons are going to be annoying for him. Slay getting the zone off, but Hermes is able to just walk through. Again, we cut away, and we're actually watching EXO pick up his blue buff. Yijin is here. He's thirsty, he's hungry, but he doesn't have smite, so best of luck to him. Warzone would have to try and steal with a Call of Void, but not going to happen.
Warzone is level 7, so lying in wait for that one member to walk through. That's going to be.
And there he is. He gets caught by the trophy, gets caught by the grasp of the Nether, and yeah, he's coming back. They're ready for this one. He's going to find that kill. Yes, he goes to sleep, but Badoy doesn't have the damage in a 1 versus 2, and it's a great pick out of Vietnam.
Yeah, Graves ain't going to be doing too much. Just going to get blocked in terms of damage to be able to get the kill on the Yijin. So really well done. That being said, get out of there, my friend.
Trying his best. Stark's getting his full combo off. There it is. Oh, the King of the North, Stark, gets the kill.
All right, Stark just... What's fun about Stark? Wait, as I say that, hello?
I mean, the action's just not going to stop. We might as well have 2 player plays on this one, because in the bottom lane, slaying them 1 versus 1 now against TG. Here comes the Doy on the top side. It's just a matter of time. He's blinded. He's deaded. There's another kill to the Philippines.
I'm just surprised there's no Riot Graves here, because he's just trying to tell the man, come out with your hands up. Surrounded. Slay could have gotten 2 kills, but ultimately you ain't going to get the 3rd one. Graves finish it off.
10 kills in 8 minutes. More than a kill a minute.
I love this. I really do. I just now have to look at the mini-map at all times, because if I'm trying to tell the story at one side of the map, not happening. Because Zyra's looking for a kill. This is the hypest Zyra I've ever seen. Sure, 2 deaths to her name, but a lot of this just because they think that they can get a kill. Making this really, really unfortunate on the side of Hamas and TG.
I mean, yeah, man, if you see Ron OP's portrait go anywhere near anyone from the Philippines,
oh, hell yeah.
You know there's going to be a kill in the next 20 seconds.
Freeze frame, camera to the bottom lane, every single time. I don't give a damn. All right.
Warning, proximity alert. Ron OP is about to go near Hermes.
There we go, he's running at him. All right, you can calm down for today. That's the real thing, though. Even though you talk about the fact that Zyra is a dangerous champion, there's a Morgana right beside it, so I don't see Stranglethorns, or at least the key, ever landing. That's the only thing I gotta look for. That being said, earlier on in the lane, Quade's got double for just 1 E, so anything's possible.
Yeah, Ron OP, if he connects those grasping roots, you know, he's just going all in on that one. He's taking this brush, bringing up the seeds, getting the zone control down. And finally, Dodoy actually finds himself on the bottom side of the map, looking for a counter gank from this one. Say's getting slowed down. This is a flash forward from TG, and it's going to be the Killer Instincts trying to open up some ground. It's not going to happen, so Ron OP says, screw the AD carry, let's go! Let's see if we can find a kill. He goes down into the hourglass. It's going to be rooted, but there comes the bullet storm coming in from Hermes, but Warzone with the lockdown, unable to find a kill. Heal in on top of Hermes. He stays alive, and Stark in from the top lane, a 1 versus 4, finds a kill anyway. Double kill to the top laner.
I mean, Philippines are getting so much out of this game. I do not know why Slay and Ron OP were pushing so heavily, knowing that jungle and mid lane were nowhere to be seen. So Warzone was getting blue buff, was going back to lane of push. Yijin went back to base. Meanwhile, Slay and Ron P pushed the hell out of that lane. Bad decision, and it created an opening for Dodoy to get something out of it.
I don't know what's happening in the mid lane here, Ras, but EXO seems like he's just slowly killing Yijin, and he's got him. So I don't really know what to say about that one.
Why are you holding the wave? It's not gonna happen, my friend.
I don't know.
Oh, that's so good. All right, so yeah, Yijin does not. He is a man. He doesn't like. I'll tell you this. I've never seen a jungler prioritize wave that heavily for his mid laner, as Yijin did in that one moment. Not a good thing to do because you just gave that mid laner extra gold, but he did it.
This guy is the friendliest jungler you'll ever meet. If you see this guy in solo queue, it's just like, I'm getting every single minion in my lane, but my jungler's feeding. So hopefully it's worth the trade-off. In the bottom lane, we once again see the Philippines looking for another play, but it's been 17 kills in under 11 minutes, and it's not going to stop.
And it's just based off of mistakes. It's hard to bring that party down, you know. The party's definitely happening.
Don't be
you
a
don't want
party
to come in
pooper,
there and say, like, look, the only reason the party's happening is because you're all irresponsible. But that's the case here. Slay and Ron are irresponsible. But there's hope yet. So there is hope. Warzone is keeping the mid lane all down, packed. Yijin is on the map, so he's alive again. And they're finally here for the bottom lane. And that's all I really wanted to see for the last 3 minutes. So it's finally happening. So now, Philippines should be losing this turret for free.
And while we didn't catch it, there was a kill in the bottom lane. TG is dead, and if you try, and you try again, eventually it's going to work. And Slay finds himself a kill, and now they're pushing in the bottom lane. And this means that for the first time, there's actually the impression in the bottom lane. So Ron OP immediately goes as far into the enemy jungle as he can and places down some wards.
And what Ejin just did right there, stopping the base timing from EXO, he's going to go back bottom lane, and he should, to get this bottom lane tower. There's a bit of a timing issue right now that the team has. But once he's able to do that, he can just outright go top lane. But speaking of top lane,
I actually can't tell who's winning this, to be honest. I think Stark has now turned this one around onto Kaigu. I think he already had that for the vast majority of it, and to be honest, I was with him. Here comes once again the bullet time onto Yijin, but Ron OP is here to try and defend. Oh! Collateral damage. Going to be popping out a flash shot on him, and Ron OP somehow just gets the A proc as well. Yijin escapes.
Oh my goodness. All right, he's getting caught out. So, I don't know Yijin. At this point in time, this bottom lane tower should have been taken ages ago, but it's just taking so long because he's trying to maximize the experience that he's getting. Trying to take that bottom lane Krug camp, or trying to put deeper wards in when he should just be with his lane. Being said, speaking with his lane, they're trying to hide out in the bush to find any more kills that they can get. These guys are ruthless.
Go on, go for it, Stark. I know you want to. Greed for the tower. All right, he goes back to base. He finds himself the completed Archangel staff and also goes into his Catalyst. So he's a very happy Ryze. That's pretty much what you ever need in a Ryze's life. He's also got those 3 kills, so he's vastly accelerated his build. And his little Black Shield there as well onto Hermes. So far, despite all the kills, we haven't had a single tower go down, though the bottom tower for Vietnam is very low, and the top side, Team Philippines, also their tower is about to drop. So there is a potential for the junglers to get involved here.
Yeah, it's just a bit of a confusing environment for it because Yijin has been so involved in the bottom side of the map and the tower is nowhere near being down. That's just the case, matter of the fact here. So he is, or at least should be, going top side with how Stark is playing out the matchup. Meanwhile, you're right, Dodoy should be on the bottom side. So the junglers are just in the opposite side of the lane that they should be. So I do want to see Dodoy go bot side to help his lanes out, especially since Ron OP on play are very switched.
Flash, flick, the Doy comes in, nearsighted, you are blinded, Mr. Stark, but in comes Yijin. He's still getting chased down and he is dead. The Doy finds the kill, and Yijin immediately backs away, but in the bottom side, Warzone is making the kill himself. TG is dead, and Hermes, too late on the heal, too late on the misfortune. Top lane town now being sieged.
Yeah, they should be able to get this, unless if they look for the kill onto Yijin.
EXO's into the bottom lane. Yijin is running away for his dear life. And to get back to his inner tower. And bot lane, it seems like the siege has been stopped as well. So, in a twist of fate, it looks like top lane may go down.
Yeah, stop because EXO got the kill on towards Ron OP. This is ridiculous. It feels like through and through, Philippines just get so much on the map because of the EXO killed bot side and the Dodoy's gank into tower top side. So, worked out, even though I wanted to see him bottom side of the map. Every side was advantageous for the Philippines.
Really good stuff. Top lane tower going down there for Singe is going to be really nice for him. Flash forwards. EXO wants to lock down Warzone, but look at this guy. He's got the slippery feet coming out. Eventually he's going to go down. Vietnam with the teleport in. Here comes Stark. The root comes down, and that'll be another kill over to Yijin. TG and EXO will back away from this play. It's a 1-for-1 cross map.
Yeah, I mean, they expended the TP for it. I wonder what they can get off of it. Warzone is down because of the initial play that was made by Philippines. I think they just utilized the TP not to get anything afterwards, but to just even out in the play. So there's not too much for them to get. They can just utilize that pressure bottom side. You can see that happening right now. It's going to take some time before they actually do nail down this turret, though.
It should eventually die. And how strange is it that the two low health towers that we were expecting to be pushed down by the junglers are the ones that didn't die at all? It was the full health tower that actually died at 15 minutes here. Here comes the teleport. It's going to be Kaigu turning up to this play. Ron OP.
Got him.
He's been trapped. He's asleep. And Slay, he's also going to get caught out. What a binding out from TG. 2 more kills to the Philippines.
Great TP, strong TP follow-up. So right there, you can see the potential coming out of this Singed and Kaigu. That being said, Stark is going to be able to go to work on this top side of the map. Has a lot of gold and solo experience for himself. You saw how much damage he's pumping out in these fights, so that's something to watch out for. But credit where credit is due, Kaigu made the play happen bottom lane.
Yes, he did. We're now at this is your 16-minute kill count. We're at 25 right now, and it's about 30,000 to 30,000 in terms of gold. Very slight advantage to Vietnam right here, but it's absolutely Philippines with the momentum. We're seeing them just coming with the left and the right hook over and over and over again. That being said, Vietnam are looking towards this Rift Herald as the bottom tower goes down. So it's 2-3, but Ejin should be able to push the momentum even further here for Vietnam in terms of objectives.
That momentum gets completely shifted once this Rift Herald goes down. So ultimately, the vision control that Vietnam had in this area means that now that it got picked up, Philippines can't go on any solo adventure for a tower anymore. It's going to mean so much more the next objective that Ejin looks for. So it's going to be rough for Philippines here.
Oh, from the left field. Here comes Warzone, and he gets blasted out from Dodoy. Ron OP getting chased down as well, and this Graves is unstoppable. Slay backing away, the bullet time comes through! Last tick, not enough. And Slay will get within an inch of his life and manage to escape from the play. Regardless, Philippines will find themselves a dragon. In comes Stark. He flashes after the support right here. Rada Hamed, who looks like a support right now. He goes down to Doy on the dragon by himself. The steal always comes through from Slay. And the action just doesn't stop. Ejin chasing down Kaigu. Eventually, he'll give up the ghost. It's going to be another 2 kills going over to Vietnam.
And that's how these players get their leads. At this point in time, even though you would think they were at a deficit, we were talking about the advantages that Philippines were starting to stockpile for themselves, especially after getting the kill on both Warzone and Ron OP. But the follow-up comes there, and it starts with Stark. And Stark is starting to really impact these fights. He wasn't there before, and it was Kaigu really making it happen. But now, wonderful play, Dodoy. And now he's starting to really join the fight and really make the damage and his presence felt.
Slay gets another minion wave under his belt. While all this has been happening, Slay has managed to pick himself up a 50 CS lead over his opponent Hamed in the bottom lane. Top lane, 75 advantage from Stark to Kaigu. And this is really starting to mount up in terms of gold now. While we were saying play after play after play seems to be going well from Philippines, it's a lot of time they've been investing into making kills happen. And while this has been happening, Vietnam have been soaking up farm.
Yeah, it really has been that kind of, I would say, slow, long-con games from Vietnam. The only thing I can really say right now is the fact that Kaigu has himself the banner of command. It's going to stop a lot of the double TP pressure that you'd have on side lanes from Vietnam. Both of them are going to be Malzahar and Rive, and they will not be able to take down that banner of command. So you're in a position where if you have proper proper lane matchups here, I think Philippines should come out with a beneficial lane matchups here. If you have Kaigu bot side, or actually top side now, but either in the side lane, then it should just be EXO sitting and looking for these picks.
Now, the added factor of that is there is a Herald now running it down the mid lane. So Vietnam, if they can make this siege happen, it will be very damaging for them. EXO jumps in, and that's going to be a ton of damage on the mid lane tower. Completely evaporates under the noses here of the Philippines, who will be able to clear out the rest of the wave, including Shelly. But that's funny that Groves can actually knock Shelly back. But it's going to be another tower down. So Vietnam are getting the objectives where it counts. May not be getting all of the kills, but over time it seems like Vietnam are not only catching up, but now running ahead of the Philippines.
And their composition is really scary. 30 seconds until Baron pops up. You have Zyra, you have Malzahar, you have the passive of Kaisa. At this point in time, Vietnam, every single one of their champions can really just burn through that Baron and make it really safe for them to take. So if you are Philippines, you have to keep it warded at all times.
Oh, hello, where's this Rise going? Level 13, off of the flank, the fight's already started, and TG is already dead. Stark is well and truly in the midst of the fight, as is Yijun. Flash forward, suppressed down, and there's a very late QSS. The Doi trying to turn this one around, though, moving on to Warzone, will be able to get this kill. Meanwhile, Stark in a 1 versus 2. Now he's getting chased down by the Graves, looking for another one. Kaigu will finish that one off alongside his mid laner, and that's going to be a 2 for 4, chasing down the final kill onto Ron OP. He's going to be taken down. A quadra kill for the Doi.
My God, the Doi really had strong positioning there. And even though Rise came in with a flank, was able to completely blow away the competition, specifically TG. It didn't matter. It didn't matter just because the Doi was able to kite back so effectively. So really strong play coming out of the team. Gets a quadra kill for himself.
Absolutely huge, and we were just talking about the advantage, momentum out from Vietnam, the slow burn that they were getting ahead. Well, all of that's just been turned around because this Grave is massive. However, they don't have a tank, so EXO will just jump in and kill himself. That was an overdose of Baron for him, and actually it's going to be the recall from Singed and the Doi. That being said, it's going to be Warzone walking into the Warzone completely by himself.
You know what? We've seen a lot of Warzone. We've seen an MSI, and he's a player to do exactly what he just did. Walk right in and scout ahead. And that's what he did. So sure, they were worried that the Baron would start up. He needed to be there just to see if it was being taken at the time. He comes in and obviously gets caught out there. So it was unfortunate. The play doesn't start though, or at least stop.
Well, flash forwards into the Soul Shackles, and Slay is well and truly dead. The Doi is legendary as he finishes off the enemy AD carry.
13-2. He is a beast at this point in time. Level 13, and it doesn't matter because the gold's been flowing through. So, right at this point in time, Vietnam needs to start to focus him down. There's a lot of carry threats on the side of Philippines, which is the only worry, is that you have 3 people to worry about, James, EXO, and Doi. But he's getting too many kills for himself.
I'll tell you what, Raz, there's going to be a lot of people watching Asian games and looking at Vietnam being like, well, we just saw them at MSI. They're clearly going to be smashing the Philippines right here, but they have come out swinging. And right now, they are the favorites to take this game. And the Doi, who knows this guy? But he is currently 13-2-4 and has destroyed pretty much every single member of Vietnam across the board in every single skirmish. Philippines, they are a team to watch.
They definitely are. I really want to see more of the Doi at this game specifically because they don't have a lot of ways to close that out other than Singe running at you. So I want to see what pressure they can have around Baron. It just comes around being as clean as possible. You know that Vietnam can get back into these games. You just have to play cleanly at the Philippines.
Yeah, we know. I mean, we've already seen the games earlier today from Hong Kong. We were like, well, they were winning up until they didn't win. So it's still possible, but so far this is, it's scrappy, it's fast. It's exactly what we saw out from Malaysia as well earlier on in the day, and it's great to see. But there is sanity in the chaos that we're seeing from this team right here. They're pushing down the mid lane right now to be able to pick this one up. That being said, rooted is James. He's going to be the flash forwards, but Warzone is so dead. The Doi, they're putting so many resources into killing him, and they get him. EXO's low, and so is James. He's already down. TG, here comes Slay. He's got the killer instincts, and Kaigu looking pretty low, but he's able to run out of this one. It's a 3-for-1, and Vietnam, the Baron's still up. If they manage to finish off EXO, they may just go for this one anyway.
Yeah, 30 seconds on the Doi's head. So if you're Vietnam, 100% go towards Baron. We were talking about the comeback factor. That was it. And it was all off of Ron OP behind the wall while mid lane tower is being taken to get the pick off. So really well done on the play for a comeback play for Vietnam.
I definitely feel I was counting those chickens before they hatched, Raz, because immediately after, as you said, it was the instant engage. And while Ron OP has gone for many an engage this game that may have not gone his way, it only takes one perfect engage for it to happen. 0-7, but more importantly, 10.
That's true. That's all that one fight. I mean, it was just that close. Philippines had the last Baron on. Remember when they were going for that attempt?
I remember.
It would have been it at that point. Even just waiting for Morgana a little bit for her to come so you have the HP to do it, that would have been good for them to be able to bust that tower open, but it took that more time, I'd say. Added time so they can address the tower. They didn't have Baron available to themselves, and it's all that was needed for Vietnam to get the kill, move towards Baron, and now they're well and truly in the driver's seat.
And to add insult to injury, it was an Infernal Dragon following that Baron while Vietnam had control over the map. So from bad to worse for the Philippines right here, Ron truly stopped in their tracks. And the Doi, yes, he's still big, but the fact he died in that fight going to put him a little far behind where he was. He's still strong though. If he gets onto that front line, there are still many squishy members of Vietnam, but the fact that we've managed to start this game, the fact that Rise is now 8-4-2, and the carries are starting to scale, this is where Vietnam will start to turn online.
Yeah, that's worrying me. The damage that you have from Vietnam, and also just the pick potential coming out of Zyra and Malzahar. So it's going to be interesting that Vietnam can look to tower dive. I wonder if Philippines will try and contest that, because even though we mentioned how strong a lot of these members are, they don't have real ways to wave clear. I would say Kaigu needs to look for these flank TP plays, but if he does so, he's not strong enough to be able to withstand the damage and the CC coming in from Stark and Warzone.
All right, Vietnam trying to put that nail in the coffin right here. Big push in the mid lane as well as the top lane. EXO gets to sleep down onto Stark. He will be able to get out of that one. TG is up there as well, but here comes the flash to suppress onto the Doi. All of those kills, all of the gold is already dead, and he's backing away, gets to sleep. The Drowsy down onto the jungler. Managed to trade jungle for jungle, but the mid lane tower is already dead. Flash forward onto Ron OP, but he's able to Shirelles out of there. TG is the one with the kill credit onto Eden. That was a little bit delayed right there, and that will be the inhibitor falling to Vietnam in the end. So they got what they came for, but here comes Kaigu. Flash forward, run up, he's dead. EXO looking for the sleep, but doesn't find it. Only lands onto a minion, and Slay turns around, though Kaigu, he's still chasing forwards. The play is still here. If he can find another flick, it will be good. But now, all the shields have to be used on top of him, because that Q, Catherine Rain's coming through. This is all very scary, but no one will die.
Yeah, a lot of it is the Philippines trying to utilize the movement speed that they get from their Shirelles, and Kaigu just trying to get pick after. So good ways to stop it from flying through from Vietnam. But my God, this game, it's gone crazy. We're talking about Doi was the first one to get picked up. Doesn't matter how many kills you have, if you're just a lowly Graves, no QSS involved, so he's getting picked up immediately. You could say that his magic resist item should have been a QSS instead of the
Hex Drinker.
Ultimately, now he's paying the price for it, and he doesn't seem nearly as strong. He's as squishy as anyone else on his team, so super easy for Vietnam to just focus him down.
I mean, right now, I'd say sell it and just go towards the QSS is the only thing that's really bothering you right now, because who else is going to lock you down? Maybe the Zyra, maybe the Rise, but the most easy thing for Vietnam to do is just have Warzone run face first into the Doi. Doesn't matter if he dies, because you've taken down the biggest threat on the team. So it really feels like this Grave needs a way out of it. Maybe he's saying to the team, it's okay, guys, Morgana will have my back next time with the Black Shield, but you can't count on that.
It just really comes down through the follow-up CC as well. If he can QSS the first Malzahar ulti and just jump right out, Zyra won't be able to follow up. That's what's killing him. Even if he survives the initial ulti coming in from Malzahar, there's just so much follow-up. Okay.
All right, well, that's always help. Goodbye. EXO, Warzone does have the ultimate. He was thinking about following up, but he doesn't know where the rest of the team is, so he'll let this one slide.
Rapid things happening at the top side of the map.
Holy moly, Kaigu is fast. Stark turns around, but he's already used his Rune Prison, places it down once more, but in comes the redemption, and Kaigu will continue chasing, but Stark, he's big, remember, he's 8-4. He might actually win this 1 versus 2. Yeah, Kaigu, you've got to run away. Doi, and a 1 versus 1 will find the kill. There's a collateral damage in the bottom lane. There was a lot of members committed to the top side of the map, and Vietnam have the time to push into the bottom lane tower. Here's the bullet time. It wipes out the minion wave, wipes out Yijin, but TG, he's low himself. Now the rest of Vietnam, the goal is to back away, but Kaigu is looking for the chase down. If he can get this flick onto Slay, it would be huge, but good zoning coming out from Warzone.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they know what Kaigu's role is this game. He's just trying to make any fight start every side of the map. Top lane to be able to get the pick on towards Stark, and then now towards the bottom lane. Just stop them for trying to take the inhibitor. So you can see they know what their one win condition is, their 1 point of CC, and they're trying to make it work.
And you can respect it, you absolutely can. Kaigu was running around in a circle, didn't have poison activator. You gotta activate that one, buddy. He's a one-track mind, and that's flipping whoever's in front of him, so I can totally understand it. 90 seconds until the next dragon, and just over 90 seconds until Baron spawns. It will be a major point for these teams to contest, and we are very rapidly approaching 50 kills in this game as well, so that'll be another benchmark for us.
That's nice, you know? The play-by-play dream.
Yeah, it absolutely is. We need another one. Where's Fish? Where's Dom? I need to draft another play in here.
Yeah, try and phone him up.
Call a friend. That's going to be Rua falling to EXO right here, and it's really just setup. Or maybe Doi will just go face first right into Slay, who's trying to find a kill himself. He's down into his Guardian Angel, and Vietnam will surround. They will take down this Graves.
One more.
Jumps over the wall. It's going to be another kill onto TG. and that might be it. That actually might be curtains right there. They kill the major carry of the team.
Yeah, too long of a death timer. 40 seconds for TG and Dodoy. So sure, you have Exo, Hamed, and Kaigu. They just don't have nearly a good enough of wave clear. Even with that from Hamed, it's not going to be enough.
Great flick, though, out from Kaigu. Finds Slay, takes down the AD carry. Jump forward from Exo as well. Almost snipes off Warzone. I mean, this will be Vietnam probably taking the inhibitor, but it might not be the game because of the hero plays. What a flick coming out from the Trundle right there, stopping Kaigu from getting into that redemption. Exo just forward, finds the snipe. Hamed's down. Yijin flashed into the fight as well, and Hamed falls. And the fact that this misfortune died, it went from good to bad to good to bad. And in the end, Vietnam will have to back away, but they get their prize.
Yeah, they know that Dodoy and TG are up. So great defense from Exo and Kaigu to make it so they do not lose the game when that push alone. They're so close to doing it, but the kickoff they were able to get off with Sleepy Trouble Bubble was really enough to be able to lengthen out the game.
And it really is a miracle that somehow Kaigu on a Singe is able to find, without flash, a flick onto Slay in a siege situation like that. That really is just finding the right flick at the right time. This is going to be a barren attempt. I mean, this just seems like a Hail Mary, if anything else, Raz.
They just need to know that the fight has to be picked up. There's a Zyra in the enemy team along with Malzahar. There's no way you get this Baron. Actually, I'm speaking way too soon.
This Graves does a lot of damage. It's going to be down to the smite, and it's back to Dodoy, who finds the secure. Yijin now having to back away, but it's 4 versus 5. Misfortune has not reached the fight just yet, and Warzone is already dead. It's going to be a trade off with Dodoy. Kaigu dead as well. Run OP chasing down the AD carry. Exo and TG backing away, and Slay, he's on the hunt. Doesn't have the killer instincts, and it's going to be Stark moving towards the mid lane. He wants to secure this one. Is flat jumped over the wall, but TG, the 1 versus 1 against the support. Can he make it happen? Jumps away from the tormented soil, and Slay will get the kill.
At least they got another kill, so that turns into a 3-for-1 at the end. It was so close for the Philippines. Dodoy was going mad off that. Sure, he didn't get his ultimate off, but he was able to assassinate Warzone right from the beginning of the fight. So had he... It's tough. I would say that had he had more protection in that fight, had he got more crits, you know, the lucky crits that coming off, maybe he would have been able to disengage and a little earlier and keep his life intact. But what happened, happened. And ultimately, Philippines are losing out in these fights.
And you can't get nethergrasped if you kill the person with nethergrasp.
There we go. Get that, man.
I like it. I do wonder whether he'll actually complete the Mortius, so if he's always just going to charge face first into Warzone and just say, TG, give him the black shield, I'm going in. Give me that support.
It's funny, he's thinking it through. So he was at base for a little bit. Just kind of, he sold it initially, but then he kind of just repurchased it.
Yeah,
I mean,
undid the decision.
Just undid the decision. He was thinking about it. Like, how much gold do I need? Do I literally want Mom El Mortius, as he was saying? I think it's more important for him to have the QSS purchased. I think he's close enough for it. So he just wants to keep the recipe at the very least before he makes the item.
Now, I think he's still considering because he's probably looking at the timer on his Guardian Angel and seeing that as a very similar thing. I also can't remember if he used the stopwatch this game, so he was maybe also considering just buying a temporary stopwatch.
He just came out with Maw, so he's sticking with Maw. That's his item, endgame
He's committed.
A lot of this is just coming down to the fact that they know that one of these towers is going to get targeted. So there's no tower defending both mid and bottom lane. They're going to be looking for inhibitors. So Graves is thinking if he should stick top side to be able to defend the wave coming in, should he be there with the team? Right now, it seems like he's pressed to be here. But if right now, if you're Vietnam, play this nice and slowly, then you have the a wave on your side in the top side of the map.
In Vietnam, you can visibly see are playing more slowly, as are the Philippines right now.
Maybe a little bit too slow. Actually, they should be picking up to the tempo, but I think that they're either looking for a base now, or they're changing decisions. Because there's no reason for them to be moving 3 members up towards mid lane. They were in a really good position to threaten that bottom lane in there. So it's a weird call that they're trying to put multiple people on there, unless if they're just trying to change it, pick up items. So.
It's also the mentality of we're late game because we're 34 minutes, but we've also had like a billion kills in this game, and also it's a BO1. You know, like one team fight will literally determine this game for probably either team at this point. If it's a 5-0 in favor of Philippines, the game's over. So there is some of that coming into it, but you're right, maybe it is just a little bit slow because a fast punch in the right place might just be exactly what the team needs, especially when you're running a composition like this from Vietnam. You want to get in there.
You have your cooldowns, you have your summoners. The only real summoner you don't have is Yijin. And that one you're not too concerned about because Yijin's going to be incredibly tanky with his ulti. So there's no reason for them to be playing this slowly. It just goes to show that with how hectic this game has been, they don't want to lose it off of one mistake. Remember, 34 minutes into the game, we saw the death timer a little earlier on. If they end up dying, if they end up losing one fight, that's an inhibitor gone with how the wave's positioned currently. So they understand the stake that's currently that they're going up.
I mean, Dodoy is ahead of pretty much every mid laner.
He's rushing in!
He's going in. He's absolutely going in. Rooted is Stark. He's not feeling so good. And looking at the rest of Vietnam, they're just scattering to the wind.
He's so fast!
He is so fast. He's found the grounded on Yijin. Flash forwards, finds another flick right into the Rooted, and he's gone. He knows the rest of his team has got this, and the Philippines fine too.
I don't mean to alarm you. We've got a problem, Paul.
We absolutely do. DEFCON 5, Raz.
Like, I was talking about it, how they should have utilized the wave topsides to get the inhibitor bottom lane, grouped as a team for that. But because they're definitely not grouped, scattered across the atmosphere, Stark gets completely obliterated. They did not see the movement speed coming in, so now they're getting picked apart. So yeah, as I mentioned, one wrong move and they lose an inhibitor, and I wonder how Vietnam are going to be able to deal with it.
Warzone blocks that one off with the passive, but that's going to be a mid-lane inhibitor tower and a mid-lane inhibitor falling over to the Philippines. Dragon up in 2 minutes. It's going to be a long ways off a Baron, but it is stalling out Vietnam. And it's more about the mentality that we just saw. It's just like Stark saying, I'm off in the side lane, but I can outrun a Singed, no problem. This Singed is running at max speed. You are never going to be able to outrun him.
It just ain't going to happen. It really did take him off guard. Remember, this is double Shurelya's now. So if TG's there, you ain't moving anywhere. And if the two Shurelyas didn't work, Spooky Ghost is going to catch you. So that's a lot of movement speed decrease, increase, whatever it is.
If that didn't work, you got Righteous Glory, so.
And they're chasing you. So we're at a position right now, if you're Vietnam, that you do have to group and fight as a team. You can play this front to back, you really can. Play has to be protected, and he's in a position where he can't deal damage because Stark is gone. Yijin is already getting picked off. They need their members grouped up.
They absolutely do. And you look at this comp, you're just like, well, we have Azara. Surely we should just group, and then if he comes towards us, Grasping Roots.
That's true.
Strangle Thorns. Like, she is the queen of disengage from the start, from the beginning of time. Zyra has always been the queen of disengage, but she can't disengage if she ain't there.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say one of the greatest champs when you're dealing with a flanking composition is Malzahar as well. Same idea surrounding your ulti. So suppression, the snare, there's a lot you can utilize to deal with the Singed that's running you down. You do have to group up. So that's the only thing. Remember, one more mistake, they lose the game, so Philippines are in a really good position.
Maybe even the backup. Maybe. What? No, it shouldn't have happened. I don't know what just happened. There's the bullet storm coming through once again. It's going to be Warzone dead, but meanwhile, Dodoy is down for the count. He's about to come back up though, and Stark is in a 1 versus 2. Kaigu is running circles around him and will get the kill. The aftershock comes in big, and Yijin is untouched. TG walking away from this one, will tick down. Double kill to the Trundle. Here comes Ron P. He's a bloodthirsty support, and he's going to challenge the mid laner to a duel, but he's put asleep, and Kaigu finds the flick.
3 members still alive for Philippines, and with how hectic that fight was, Yijin could not get the necessary kills for themselves. And just take a look at the trajectory here. Hamid and Kaigu knows it. I already talked about it. 30 seconds death timers on Slay and Ron OP. This has to be the game unless if Yijin finds a way. He's getting in there. He needs the minion wave to stop moving forward.
I mean, this ain't great, Raz. I mean, it's a Trundle versus 3. If you're going to pick any champion, it wouldn't be Trundle. And that's going to be an ace coming out there by the hands of Hermes. And it's the Philippines pushing it down mid. They've got the minion wave. They have the game on their sides. Warzone, he's up too late, but he's going to sprint towards the play anyway. Maybe he can get EXO. But in the 1 versus 3, it ain't going to happen. MSI representatives too, because the Philippines find the win.